It's neat the way you were doing percussion on the strings.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I could keep the tempo, though. That's another of my problems. I get emotionally into the song and I forget what my tempo is.
Once again, I don't see that as a problem.
If I had a drum behind
really
me, I could do okay just here. And anyhow, let's see. Oh, gee, I'm getting camera here. Why don't I?
Yeah, there you go. Some orientation.
I wonder how my world can grip with all the hate she harbors. Sleep, my weary world. And I'm scared of how long it may last, and just how soon it all could end. And I wish the power to stop it all could rest within my hands. I've seen her people dying for such bold and bloody causes. Sleep, my weary world. And the bodies of the innocent just wash upon the laughing shore, while the rising tide of history just ebbs and flows again. Oh, make me a cradle to rock my weary world. Make me a gentle voice to soothe her when she weeps. Make my arms strong enough to hold her when she wakes, and make me a lullaby so sweet and fine that I can sing my weary world to sleep. That I could soothe away her jagged shards of hatred. Sleep, my weary world. And though my hands may bleed and burn, I'll hold my broken world to me until her ugly scars have healed and peace may reign at last. Oh, make me a cradle to rock my weary world. Make me a gentle voice to soothe her when she weeps. Make my arms strong enough to hold her when she wakes, and make me a lullaby so sweet and fine that I can sing my weary world to sleep. And if her fighting will not stop, then I'll hold her that much closer and sing my lullaby about the noise and pain of war. And if her bleeding I can't staunch, I'll bleed along beside her, but I will not let her go. No, I'll never let her go. Stars have all burned out, I'll sing to her in darkness. Sleep, my weary world. pray a tender God may find me, huddled in the dark and cold, and grant the weary world I shelter one more chance to live. Oh, may God grant my precious world another chance to love. Oh, make me a cradle to rock my weary world. Make me a gentle voice to soothe her when she weeps. Make my arms strong enough to hold her when she wakes, and make me a lullaby so sweet and fine that I can sing my weary world to sleep. Make me a lullaby so sweet and fine I can sing my weary world to sleep.
Yay!
Nice cymbal crash there at the end.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm a distraction.
Well, I think that's 4 songs, John.
Yeah.
Was that already 4?
Yeah.
4?
Just ripping them off.
No.
Yeah.
Already 4?
I think so, John. Trust me, this microphone works on the table, and I can't turn the pages with it.
No.
Did I do Marching in the Streets for you, John?
I don't think so.
My old friend Kathy Moore wrote this back in 1985 or 6, and too much of it is still pertinent, except for the fact that we know where the war is now.
Hang on a moment. Let me do just a couple. Oh, are you going to join us again? Are the people interested in this?
Not really. They're interested in some sort of conversation at the moment. The details of which I'm really unsure of. So I don't know if they're listening.
Should we turn the
Okay.
and then I'll pull. Let me pull before tea becomes too like overly steeped. We have a number of technical matters we have to.
If the tea gets over steep, then we can't build on the grade. Is that it?
Somehow I don't follow. We can't build on the
Steep slope ordinance. Yeah.
steep. Over steep. No, I wasn't thinking about that at all.
I know, but I was. That's because I'm weird.
Well, that's one of the.
I'm weird. That's because I was thinking that.
That is one of the subjects that we deal with around here quite a bit, and I need one more. You can go ahead and do it. I'm going to go get some water.
Water. So they've stopped making speeches and they've started making war. There are plastic pocket calculators tallying the score, and a multitude of gentle hearts are wildly skipping beats. And is this why we all went marching in the streets? The uniforms go marching by in jets of screaming pain as they rise into the rockets, holding poisons dressed as rain. And a million brazen buglers can no longer sound retreat. And is this why we all went marching in the streets? Now they've found a way to kill the men and let the buildings stand, and they blindly put the switches into aging madmen's hands, ones who dream of war and glory and 1,000 mighty feats. And is this why we all went marching in the streets? Now the children are demanding if we've sold our souls or worse, as we tear their world to splinters for the profits of our purse. As they turn their backs on us, the question once again repeats, is this why we all went marching in the streets? So you think no more of marching, all the protesters are gone, and you paid the price once asked of you, and now the debt is done. Well, believe it if you will, but if you don't get off your seats, they'll soon have us all out marching in the streets. We are raising up our voices for the cause of peace again. They're preparing us for war, but they will not tell us when. We must stop them here and now before the final armies meet, or there'll be no one left for marching in the streets. And is this why we all went marching in the streets?
Nice song. 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
22.
20, 21, 22, somewhere in there. I don't remember if she got it on one of her tapes. If so, it's been a long time. Let's see. You wanted to hear Shallow End, didn't you?
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever I want to do.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah. I know it gets a good response. It always gets a good response, doesn't it? Unless maybe sometimes you get people that are just too intelligent to listen to it. Do you have that?
Not really. This was written by Hank Card of the Austin Lounge Lizards, which explains the Lounge Lizard lyric in it. So. Harder to play on the nylon string. My daddy was a man of letters. My mama was a head of state. But when they put their chromosomes together, they gave me all of their recessive traits. I'm an embarrassment to evolution. My disposition is unstable and cruel. My blood's a catastrophic blend, 'cause I'm from the shallow end of the gene pool. My IQ is a negative number. I got a sense of humor no one can stand. My development was seriously encumbered by playing music with the Lounge Lizards band. I'm a social director's nightmare. At dinner parties I just babble and drool. It's not easy making friends when you're from the shallow end of the gene pool. I'm from the shallow end of the gene pool. My x-rays make the doctors laugh when they tried to get my EEG wave. Hell, I wasn't even on the ground. Good God, y'all. Biological research is booming. They're making breakthroughs like you wouldn't believe. They say genetic engineering in humans will someday soon be a reality. I'm gonna get me a DNA transplant. They're gonna rearrange my molecules, so natural laws will have to bend to get me from the shallow end of the gene pool. I'm from the shallow end of the gene pool. I'm from the shallow end of the gene pool. And that's why Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie.
did you add that last line, or was that always on there?
That was on the song.
It was on the song.
I figure that idea is what Bush is afraid of. Someone might fix him.
Are you joining us again?
I am.
Good.
Actually, I think I'm about to take off.
Well, here, I'm going to pass your.
But,
I'll swap cups with you.
Thank
I'll
you very much.
pass
It
your
was
cup back over to you if that's
wonderful to
okay.
listen to your songs.
And then I'll put this one back over.
Excellent.
Okay.
If you have the opportunity, watch Mount Dungeon Thursdays at 11 p.m.
Excellent. I will.
It's Thursdays at 11 p.m.
Yes.
Mount Dungeon. Who will be this week? Do you know?
The Steves are coming on tonight.
The Steves.
The
This is
Steves.
Thursday.
This is
At
Thursday.
at what time?
11 p.m.
11 p.m. tonight. The
Yes.
Steves Mount
And
Dungeon.
it's going to be on the big screen in the game room tonight at Asheville Pizza as well.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody should go down and hang out in the game room and watch it on the big screen. Will they also be able to hear it in there? I hope.
Yes. Yes. We watched it last Thursday, and you could see it and hear it.
Could you hear it good?
Yeah.
Good.
It's fine.
Uh huh. Well, all
Get that
right.
camera
All right.
moved.
Maybe. Oh yeah, you going to be a cameraman for us?
Oh, excellent.
They're easy. It's easy to
Well,
work.
On Tuesday, I and a bunch of my crazy friends went to see Sicko at the Fine Arts.
I want to go. I was going to go see that tonight. If
It,
Gary,
it
if
was
if
very good. I got the idea that he really could have put more support in his things. It didn't look like he went and found the few people in England or France or Canada or Cuba that liked their health system, but it seemed like he could have gone to a few more places to make the point that he wasn't just looking for the few people he could find that liked it. Yeah. Other than that, it was a great movie, and we all were jumping up and down. Of course, we were crazies. It was the Asheville Radical Mental Health Collective that went to see it together.
Oh right. What a you are so lucky. You get to hang out with all the fun folks.
I know.
You do.
Well, I have the privilege of being a founder of the Asheville Radical Mental Health Collective.
The Asheville Radical Mental Health Collective.
Yes.
Okay, tell me more. I want to hear more about the Asheville Radical
The
Mental
Asheville
Health.
Radical Mental
Can I
Health
join?
Collective, anyone can join. The meetings are Mondays at 7 at the YWCA on South French Broad,
Uh huh.
and it is an open group. People, they're people with problems, so they don't. We're not all perfect or nothing, because if we were perfect, we wouldn't need the meeting. And there's no judgment involved. We don't care if you're doing what your doctors tell you or not doing what your doctors tell you or doing what the police would tell you not to. As long as you are making an effort to take care of your problem as you see it, and are willing to accept support from other people with the same problems. And it was founded by myself and a lady named Molly and a guy named Mosca, who is no longer with us. We don't know what happened. There were anyhow, we don't need to even go there. But
Well, do go there a little bit. You don't know what happened.
we don't. He died last year, and there were some incidents, some bits of it that could have been interpreted, and we haven't gotten a final determination. But it could have been interpreted that he committed suicide.
Could have been.
And we'd rather not think about that. We'd rather move on with what we.
Okay. And it was this Monday that your group went to the movie?
Tuesday we went.
Tuesday. So you had your meeting on Monday,
Yeah.
and at the meeting everybody decided to go
It all came
Tuesday.
together.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's
Molly can tell you more about how it came together.
I can tell you a story. I've told a few stories of some of my visits to the mental hospital to visit. I had a friend Breck that was in the mental hospital, and when one time I was talking to him, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest had been on TV. And he said to me, did you see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's? Or maybe I said to him, I said, did you see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's? Yes. He says, yes. He says, I was in the mental hospital when it came on. He said, it was on the TV in the day room. He says, it just spilled right out of the TV, right on into the room.
Actually, the mental hospital in that movie was better than most.
I don't doubt it.
Well, anyhow. Well, as you know, I am a radical mental health activist who has been off psychiatric medications for over 3.5 years, I have my own Yahoo group called Alt Therapies for Bipolar.
Gee, you can hardly tell. Go ahead.
And I'm fine now. I'm doing great.
That's what I went off my meds a while back, and I was in the control room screaming at people and stuff like that. And
I'm really doing well. I don't know if anyone that has no mental problems, but it's how you deal with them and how you look at yourself through them. If you start judging yourself as being less than, as everyone tries to marginalize you, which it's easy to do, then it's real easy to get down on yourself and start having depression and be uncomfortable around other people and start acting crazy. Whether you really have a problem or not, it's real easy to be convinced, and your brain does pick up on that. I have been working with a number of nutritional supplements. That's what's been keeping me off the meds. I've got
what are some of the ones you're doing? Are you doing niacin? Is that one of them or not?
I have done niacin. I like niacin. Niacin is one of the few non-medications you can take that you can feel working. Some people complain about feeling it working, and they try and get flush-free niacin or whatever, but you know it's working. Yeah. Basically, I deal with my bipolar with fish oil. I take usually 6 grams a day of fish oil. I take a supplement called lithium orotate, which is an over-the-counter thing. You know, lithium has been classed as a drug, but it's just another mineral.
Right.
And what makes it a drug is they give it to you in a non-absorbable form and flood your body with it to the point that you're toxic. The lithium orotate only has a little tiny amount of lithium in it, but it all gets to your brain. It doesn't get flushed into your kidneys and your thyroid and all this other stuff, so you don't have any toxicity, and it's available over the counter. More often over the internet, but some of the health food stores in town will carry a similar compound called lithium aspartate.
Aspartate.
Which the difference, it's basically a chelated form of lithium using orotic acid, or in the case of the aspartate, aspartic acid, to chelate it. And there haven't been enough tests on the aspartate form, but it's still basically the same thing. So it should
have you tested? Have you tried both forms?
I stick with the orotate.
Okay.
It's been around since the 1940s, which is weird because they could have started treating people with that from the beginning. Lithium carbonate was not approved as a psychiatric medication until the 1950s, 52. And lithium orotate was already around, and the problem was that the doctor that developed it was doing orotic acid chelations of all these minerals, everything. They basically saw him as Dr. Orotate and thought he was a quack, and it turns out that a lot of his orotates have turned out to be quite effective. I know a lot of bodybuilders use the magnesium orotate because it gets the magnesium out of the bowel and into the muscles. So magnesium is very powerful in muscle activity. So anyhow, they could have used it all along. It's non-toxic. It's a very mild thing. You don't feel like, oh my God, I've been drugged.
So I know you only
I take 3 of those a day, which gives me less than 15 milligrams of elemental lithium.
You only want to feel drugged when you want to feel drugged. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to feel drugged all the darn time.
Well, see, I don't want to feel drugged because the psych drugs they've given me have hurt me so badly, and the non-psych drugs, the so-called recreational drugs, make me feel as bad or worse as the psych drugs, and I don't want that feeling. I've been forced to take drugs for the largest part of my life, from about the age of 12 to I stopped taking them on my own just before I turned 51.
You seem to be, you know. And you know what? Another thing is sometimes with age, we just sort of outgrow it all.
I've heard that before, and that's really not true. In my opinion,
well, it's not 100%.
I think with age we start eating better.
Eating better.
And since the major cause of mental illness is bad nutrition, your brain is not getting what it needs to function, then maybe it'll look like with age we're growing out of it. But okay, besides the fish oil and the lithium orotate, I take a lot of magnesium. I almost used an S word.
Okay. Now you say you take how much fish oil?
6 grams.
Now how
They come in soft gels that most of them are 1 gram soft gels of regular strength. They have the extra strength that are really not extra strength. They just put 1,200 milligrams in a larger soft gel.
So you eat 5.
I eat
6 gels.
6 soft gels
a day.
I take 2-3 times a day. I take 1 of these little bitty lithium orotate capsules 3 times a day. I take 1 magnesium complex pill, which is 300 milligrams each. I take 2 of this thing called double strength ultra ATP plus, which is basically just malic acid with a little bit of magnesium hydroxide. The malic acid helps my body absorb the magnesium instead of just sitting in your bowel. If you get magnesium sitting in your bowel, you flush it. It's that simple.
That's true.
If you take the malic acid, it gets out of there, and you're using it all. So, and let's see what else. A little bit of calcium to balance the extra magnesium.
Okay.
It's not part of my mental health, but the magnesium is, and I have to balance it. And I take a multi. I'm not going to give out brand names, but I have a liquid gel multivitamin that does a really good job, and I'm happy with, and it's real cheap. And then, since the doctor's already destroyed my kidneys with the lithium carbonate, I've been healing them with stinging nettle seed extract. And I put 20 drops in a glass of water, and then take my pills with that glass of water.
Do you get your own? Do you make your own extract, or?
I could. I don't have transportation to get out to where all the stinging nettle is growing wild, or I could. It's really expensive to buy, even on the internet. It's.
I've encountered more stinging nettles than I care to, but I might could show you if they're still.
Well,
some of the worst patches I've gotten into are still around.
Let me tell you, they have found different uses for the seed, the root, and the leaf. And they do extracts of them. The seed is really good for healing your kidneys. The root is good for healing a little bit lower than that, the so-called male problems. It's really good for healing your prostate if you're developing problems there, swelling or whatever. The leaf is good for more general things, including some female problems. And what it is the plant produces all this formic acid and histamine. To anything that wants to chew on it has got to be able to put up with the formic acid and histamine.
Yeah.
And you've been stung by the formic acid and histamine before.
Right.
But the plant itself would die if it didn't have defense against its own formic acid and histamine. And it's the compounds that it generates to keep itself whole from the formic acid and histamine that have the healing properties.
Let's see.
Interesting.
So it doesn't really do you much good to take like a whole ground herb. But the individual elements of it are good for that.
The stem's probably really good.
The stem is not so good. The leaf is good, the root is good, and the seed is good.
Seed
for different
is good.
things.
The seed is good. That's what I was thinking.
For different things.
Randini, won't you come in and sit down? Where would you care to sit?
It don't matter to me. Anywhere where nobody has to move, I guess.
Well, I'm going to
take
take
a
off.
seat?
No.
Okay.
Have you been seeing any of the shows so far?
I have been.
The stinging nettle seed extract is the most expensive thing I get, and it's costing me about $22 a month. But overall, I only spend like $60 a month. When I was on the psych drugs, the state was spending $620 a month, and I was spending a $15 copay.
Right.
So
I contacted whoever that is on that site you gave, studiosouth.tv.
Yeah. The Eliza Lynn video.
Yeah, but I called the number and I got some lady, Ellen something.
Yeah, Ellen Schneider.
Does she own the site or something?
Yeah.
Does she? Okay. I
Did
contacted her.
Did you go look at the video?
I did.
How was it?
I didn't see the video. I went and looked at the site, I should say, not the video. Yeah. But the reason is because I'm getting ready to debut my new site starting Monday, and that's the reason I contacted her, because I thought they might get some use out of it. Because I tried to watch the video and it just I'm on high speed and it just sat there, so I just went back. But my new site that I'm getting ready to display is going to be a crossbreed of MySpace and YouTube, and it's called thisismyband.com. And you can go to it, anybody can go to it and upload their band videos, or fans can go to it and upload their favorite videos. They can create profiles, upload pictures, do little weird things with their profiles. It's something I've been working on for a long time, and I'm getting ready to open it Monday.
All right. Now,
That's excellent.
Is it going to cost anything,
No,
or what's it going
absolutely
to?
free.
Okay, then you're going to have to hook me up, and that's where I'm going to have to store my videos, right?
Absolutely, and right now, anybody that's listening or watching or in this room, you better go now and get your username before this thing becomes big and you can't get your username.
Right. Right.
Yeah, MySpace had a music feature where they wanted the bands to sign up for it, and boy, the disclaimer was incredible. It's just like,
Does somebody specifically have to be a band? Or
No. Anybody can have a profile.
Interesting.
And anybody can upload videos as long as they have permission to upload them, of course.
This is myband.com.
This is myband.com.
And what's the maximum length of video clips?
Technically, on the site it says you can upload up to 100 megabytes, but I've actually got it set for 250 megabytes. But it'll the program I created will automatically, it does like YouTube, it'll just automatically sort the video out and it'll downsize it. So even if you uploaded 100 megabyte MPEG-4 file or whatever, which would be the suggested upload, because an AVI, 100 megabytes of AVI is only about a minute. So somebody should upload it as an MPEG-4 or something like that, which any program will convert to. And that way they can get 10, 12, 15 minutes at just 50, 60 megabytes. Upload it, and then it'll downgrade it, and it'll only be about 15 megabytes once it compresses it on down. But the video quality is still excellent. Video quality will still be excellent.
So you could get a whole episode of Mount Dungeon on there.
You probably could.
Okay.
You probably could, depending on how you compressed it down to start with. And if not, then you just upload 15 or 20 minutes. 15. Just do a reasonable half and say episode or part 1 of episode so and so and part 2 of it if you had to do it that way. But if not, it should upload. But the little secret is that that nobody else will know except the ones listening, is that you can actually upload up to 250 megabytes. I set it that high because I just wanted to be sure that people could, it wouldn't just shut them down if it was 101 megabytes or something.
yeah.
And I just took a good round figure of 250. That's a good round figure.
It's a round figure.
Well, now all 20 people who are watching today know this.
That's right.
And if they have computer access, especially high speed,
but
so we're down to like 6 people.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so I think it'll end up being huge. I really do. I think it'll end up being huge because I keep seeing all these. My niece took me to a site that has all these people on it that complain, and they don't like YouTube because they can't create a profile on it, and they don't like MySpace because MySpace video stinks. Well, it didn't have video at first. I guess they're starting a beta version, but it stinks. It just absolutely it's incredible. You can only upload like 20 megabytes, and it's like compresses it so tight you can't already see the video, and it's just stupid. So people are like, we wish somebody would come along and do this, and I'm like, well, this is the right time, to open. So Monday will be the actual official grand opening, but people can sign up today.
Okay. This is myband.com.
Yep, this is myband.com.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, and also you can pass that along to all the people that's on your shows, because I'm sure you'll have, I don't know, do you give them like a master of their show or something, or
we don't give them a master. They get a DVD though.
DVD.
Yeah. Once we're finally done with all the editing and post and everything, so it takes a while.
Takes a while.
Yeah.
But
Come
then they
on
could
in,
probably
sit
just
down.
split those up into little, like make little videos of
I
themselves.
thought we were over 6.
No,
And,
7 on
we got 7
on
today?
Thursdays.
Oh,
I think
Wow.
that was every Thursday night, 7.
I didn't
Well,
know that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
hate to jump.
actually I need to check on something anyway. So why don't you
I'm
go
gonna
ahead
take
and
your
just
spot.
Hey, take my spot. Take my spot.
All right. Hey, my name's Richard.
My name is Moss.
Yeah, Moss, I've seen you on here a few times. Never had the pleasure of being here.
Yeah,
With
yes. Like I say, I traded my 15 minutes of fame for a couple of hours of obscurity.
What you got there? You got that mic there, don't you? It came
Yes.
today, didn't it?
It came today. I got.
Don't drop it on the mic,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I got a.
It won't matter for a minute.
As long as
That.
ain't no vibration.
No.
Um,
Oh, that is nice.
for the money.
Oh,
I mean,
you got the
that's
switches
69
on.
bucks. I thought it was really.
69 bucks is all?
That is nice. That is sweet.
And they
That'll
had
give
a-
such a rich, dark sound. That'll give such a dark
Glorioski
sound.
bet, man.
I mean, that's just, that's great. I mean, you can't tell. I mean, you can't
Yeah, he's
tell
been
the
experimenting today with
Yeah.
mics. And,
that is just incredible. That's incredible. Came with the shock mount.
yeah, and your little
and their
adapter
to go on the
yeah.
stand.
So I ended up getting
That's awesome.
2 mic stands, and the mic stands I got came with XLR cables and a microphone. You know,
Yeah.
cheap one, but
Right.
it still will work.
Right.
You know, for $24 or something.
That
2 of those.
is incredible.
I got the sound thing over there, but I haven't really messed with it. But I thought for the money, I needed something like that if we were setting May.
That is very nice.
I like it, and for the money, again, I stress that. I believe if there's a party of 4 in here, or even 5, if you set that right in the center, I think you pick up everything.
Probably will.
I think all these mics are capable of picking up everything. John just likes having mics. I swear, John dangled that thing all over. I'm at home watching the
He
show
puts
most
this
of the
down here
time.
for everybody to use.
Well,
It's a hidden.
it picks up everything.
The hidden mic, how you can hear us down here, is through this.
Yeah.
Just blare their TV out.
He's waved it in people's faces. He's dangled it off the end of the table when someone's over there. It doesn't make a difference. It picks it up just as well sitting right
They don't
there.
even make these anymore.
They don't.
You can get it on Musician Workshop.
Really?
They don't.
Musician
it's a different
friends,
brand. Yeah, Musician Friends. I'm sorry. They've got them there for $120.
Wow.
I've looked at it and I thought, I wonder, you know.
Those are good mics. That's
Yeah.
a realistic. There was put out by Radio Shack,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I know
call
that
it
Radio
Shady
Shack
Racket.
doesn't make their brand anymore.
Shady racket.
Yeah.
So how long did you say for the fireworks last night? We were going to ready?
Yes, I did.
You want your chair back,
Yes.
don't you?
Well, a friend of mine lives down South
Trying
Main, so
to-
I'll sit on his porch until.
No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
okay. I'm just trying to
Ah.
remember.
We
where I
always
put the box
park in
for my
front of
transformer.
the
box.
funeral home.
There is
When we
no
park
box.
out. And we always sit up there and listen to Jukebox Junction. And then,
Tuxedo.
or, I'm sorry,
I do
Tuxedo
not
Junction.
see a
I got
box.
Jukebox on my mind. Tuxedo Junction, and
the chair. Under the chair.
we wait till about 15 minutes till 10, and then we just head
What
down.
is there, some
Under
kind of
John's
varmint
chair?
running through there or something?
And
Inside
it's
the
up there
chair
and
was
watch
good.
it.
No,
Good
there.
last night.
I see it now.
Good
I
show.
ate a hamburger.
The
and
box.
I stayed
Oh, the
for probably
box.
an hour.
The box.
Sit on the porch. I didn't see you guys again. I figured
Thanks,
you-
sir.
You walked right by
Was
us.
that- Did I?
You did.
Watch
You
your
walked on the other
comments,
side
sir.
of the stage as you was coming out there, and you stopped and talked to some people
Oh, I call
at
lots of
the
people, sir.
in
Yeah.
front of the grill there.
Yeah.
And we were
Just
standing right in front of
another
the
Don't want to pronounce it the other way. There might be
Yeah,
copyright
old
protection.
farmers.
yeah, we were standing right in front of the pharmacy. That's where we
I
always
said
stand.
I'm just another yay.
We always stand right beside
Yay.
the.
don't
In
want to
fact,
pronounce it the other way.
they've gotten to know
Yahoo.
What? Who? Oh, no, I don't do
Tuxedo
that.
Junction's gotten to know
It
us just
is
by
for
us being there all the
Yahoos.
time every year.
All right. Well, Randy was just telling me about. You were talking about going to. I'm talking about I call you Randini. That was Randy that just
Randy,
left. Randy was just telling me that when he went to the Studio South website, that it wouldn't play the video for him until now. He's on Apple at home. He's got an Apple, so he said it wouldn't play the video for him until he called up QuickTime. So you
I don't know.
So it didn't launch QuickTime automatically.
It did. It was It launched QuickTime.
Oh,
it was
okay.
it's just such a large file. It's no big deal.
Uh-huh.
I just thought maybe it just gave me an opportunity to contact them about thisismyband.com, because then they can put the videos on This Is My Band, and I give them a little. Well, I don't. The
All right.
program gives them a little HTML code, and they can go put it back on their site.
All right, what's it going to look like? Is it going to
What
look
does it
like
look like?
YouTube looks?
Oh,
Is it
no.
going to look like Google?
It's a player. I mean, it's a regular player.
Google
and
apparently looks a little bit better than YouTube.
Yeah, this one I think mine looks better than YouTube. YouTube is just a big black square with big black buttons. Mine's purple.
No, I'm talking about the video. What does the video?
Oh, the
look
video
like?
is excellent quality. Excellent quality.
You know,
Of course,
YouTube.
it's going to depend on how they upload it too. If they compress the crap out of it before they upload it, then it's going to.
Are there
look
going
like
to be
that.
restrictions on
But,
the size of the file that
well,
you can upload?
yeah, 100 megabytes, and that's pretty typical of all of them, except for MySpace, which is only 20, and that's about it. But they need to understand, and most people that's used to YouTube or Google or any of those will know that if they upload an AVI file, they're only going to get about half a minute for 100 megabytes. I mean,
I see.
AVI is just so huge. That's like the original form.
Well, instead of an AVI file, how about
Suggested file types
how
are
about
MPEG.
a MPEG 3?
Yeah, MPEG 3, MPEG 4, MPEG 2, whatever.
What would an MPEG 3 give you? Just
You could
give a
you could
guess.
do MPEG 3. You could do 10 minutes. Would be about 50 megabytes. So you could do about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good video.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe 30. something
So
like that.
so how am I gonna press a 2-hour tea party?
I don't know. You have to do it in sections, I guess. But yeah, they'll be given a little code so they can go
The
put it on their
best
website and play it.
You'll have
but,
to
you know.
coach me on how to operate the thing. Are there operating instructions?
There is operating instructions. Well, I'm still currently putting some on there, but
Okay, and what's the name of it again? My Band?
This is myband.com.
This is myband.com. So it's for musicians.
Well, not really. It's originally was,
Mhm.
but it's for anybody. I mean, once you go to the website, you'll see it's for anybody.
See, you could use "This is my band." A lot of folks would say, "This is my band of friends."
You
Not
could.
necessarily music.
My band of hoodlums.
You know about that.
Yeah, you could create a
My
channel.
band of hoodlums.
You could create a channel in there and say this is, and call it friends, and it would be this is my band friends, band of friends. Or call it
Band
up
of
friends, or
friends.
whatever, you
Yeah,
know, or
band
call
of
it
friends.
width. This is my band width.
That's cool.
Have a width channel.
Mhm.
Whatever, you know. I mean, that's originally the intent for it, was for bands, because there's nothing like that out there that's just specifically for bands.
Mhm.
And to get to a band's video online, you've got to go through a lot of junk,
Mhm.
especially like on YouTube or something like that. So it was originally for that, so that bands would have an easy way to put their videos on something and somebody could go right straight to it and access it. Because whatever their name is, for example, I've got some bands on there now. One of them's Visions of Cody, so it's thisismyband.com/Visions of Cody,
Mhm.
and it takes you right straight to their site, and you can go that route. And I'm going to be adding a bunch of features. I'm going to be adding features where bands can sell their CDs, they can sell their DVDs if they have any, they can sell merchandise very easily.
Okay, now
Stuff like
will you get a cut of sales?
that. No, I don't want to cut. all
No,
that.
don't want a cut of sales.
How are you going to
Right now, how are you financing this? I mean, how
I'm financing.
is there advertisement going on it?
Hopefully they will be
So,
someday.
your banners,
And there's a few other things that I have in mind, but
keyloggers, you're stealing their credit cards.
We won't. No. I don't take any credit cards or anything. But you know, it's just.
You just put the keylogger out there and
Yeah.
it attaches to their
Attaches
system,
to-
and then all the stuff they buy
Yeah.
online, you're.
Yeah, still no, I wouldn't do that. I'm very trustworthy.
John, I'm just amazed.
He says laughing.
Here we are.